All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we are dissecting a truly flawless execution of a national-scale digital infrastructure project. If you've ever been involved in massive technical deployments, you know the headaches. But what we're looking at here is an absolute masterclass in how structured program governance took a highly complex, multi-domain beast of a project and actually delivered it without a single schedule or cost overrun. Seriously, not one. Here's our roadmap for today. 1. The Mega Project Challenge. 2. 6 domains, 1 fixed price. 3. The Antidote, structured governance. 4. Protecting the profit margin. 5. The 000 outcome. And 6. Governance over technical capability. Let's get into it. Section 1. The Mega Project Challenge, delivering national-scale IT. So picture this massive scope. You're tasked with the end-to-end design and implementation of a huge digital infrastructure. We're talking a primary data center, a disaster recovery site, a global service router setup, and over 50 remote locations. To make it even tougher, you're operating as a subcontractor to a Tier 1 system integrator. The stakes? Incredibly high. The visibility? National. And the budget? Completely locked. So how on earth do you pull that off without breaking the bank or the clock? Moving to Section 2. 6 domains, 1 fixed price. The reality of fixed price complexity. Because look, you aren't just deploying one system here. You are juggling 6 simultaneous, highly specialized technology domains. You've got network and connectivity using Cisco ACI, network security with next-gen firewalls, hardcore information security, storage and backup via NetApp, virtualization and compute across VMware, plus database and monitoring with Oracle. It's a lot, right? Each of these domains comes with its own OEM, its own unique timeline, separate dependencies, and of course, its own massive risk profile. And remember, all of this is crammed into a single fixed-price subcontract. Literally, one slip in any of these 6 boxes, and the entire timeline just collapses like a house of cards. Which brings us to Section 3. The Antidote, structured governance, taming the chaos. So how do you actually tame all that tech? Well, you bring in a seasoned conductor. This governance framework was engineered by Arunava Chakravarti, an independent consultant who specializes in program recovery, PMO design, and portfolio governance. With over 3 decades, yes, 30 years of PMP-certified experience running national-level programs across the defense, government, and telecom sectors, he knew exactly what was needed. He understood that to tame this level of technical chaos, you absolutely need the precise mechanics of massive program governance. And his secret weapon for this specific beast? Something called dual direction governance. Now, normally a project manager just looks downward at their own team, right? But here, governance had to simultaneously manage accountability upward to the prime system integrator's PMO, keeping them confident and aligned, while concurrently managing downward across all 6 of those technology OEMs, various implementation partners, and internal teams. It is a massive, relentless balancing act. To make that work, the strategy relies on a few core steps. Step 1 was baseline alignment straight from day 1. The delivery plan was mapped directly to the prime program's milestones and quality gates. Nobody was allowed to go off and work in isolation. Step 2, as we just saw, was that dual direction governance. And Step 3, a relentlessly structured review cadence. We are talking rigid daily, weekly, and monthly reviews to track cross-domain progress, hunt down dependencies, and basically check milestone readiness. The whole goal here is to surface issues early. You want early visibility, not a catastrophic last-minute surprise. Building on that, Steps 4 and 5 really zero in on risk and quality. He brought in formal risk registers with explicit mitigation ownership. But here's the really genius part. They pre-built alternate delivery plans for any OEM or partner dependencies that might threaten the schedule. They didn't just sit around waiting for a failure, they planned for it. Alongside this was some incredibly strict quality gate execution. Things like high-level and low-level design reviews, milestone sign-offs, data center and disaster recovery drill governance, and rigorous UAT readiness. All of this drastically reduced the need for rework across all 6 domains. All right, Section 4, protecting the profit margin, maintaining commercial control. Let's be real for a second. In these massive fixed-price subcontracts, silent scope creep is the absolute killer of profit margins. Technical perfection means nothing if you're losing money. Teams often do extra, out-of-scope work just trying to be helpful, and suddenly, boom, the project is bleeding cash. But Arunava's framework mandated incredibly strict scope and change discipline. Every single out-of-scope addition was ruthlessly assessed for its cost and schedule impact before anyone accepted it. This totally stopped silent scope creep in its tracks. Instead, they converted those valid additions into structured, monetizable change requests. And that directly improved the gross margin and heavily protected the commercial outcome. Let's move on to Section 5, the 000 outcome, flawless execution. So, what were the actual results of all these pillars? First up, zero schedule overrun. That total discipline, the rigorous review cadences, and those pre-built alternate plans meant they delivered a fully integrated, multi-domain system across more than 50 locations exactly on time. I mean, in the world of government IT, that is practically unheard of. Second, zero cost overrun. That tight commercial governance we just talked about, basically the sheer refusal to just accept unmonetized scope creep, held that fixed price budget perfectly intact. They delivered right on budget without sacrificing a single ounce of enterprise quality. And third, zero penalty triggers. Because of that flawless quality gate execution and those milestone-based sign-offs, there were absolutely no operational failures that could have jeopardized their contract. They maintained extremely high confidence from the prime system integrator throughout the entire lifecycle of the project. Finally, Section 6, governance over technical capability, steering the engine. Think about it like this. Technical capability is the engine, but program and governance? That's the steering wheel and the brakes. Having a massive, powerful engine, like, say, having the absolute best Cisco, VMware, and Oracle engineers in the world, is completely useless if you just crash into a wall. Aruna for structured governance acted as the steering wheel and brakes that safely navigated this wildly complex, national-scale digital infrastructure straight to its destination. As Arunava Chakravarti himself puts it so perfectly, complex technical programs are not delivered by technical capability alone. They are delivered through governance clarity, disciplined execution, early risk visibility, commercial control, and stakeholder alignment. Honestly, that right there is the undeniable blueprint for mega project success. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to really ask yourself, is your team's technical capability being protected by rigorous governance, or are you just flying blind? Think about the projects you are currently managing. How could these lessons, things like dual direction accountability, strict scope discipline, and hard quality gates, how could they transform your next fixed price mega project? Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive. Take these strategies, apply them, and go start building your own zero overrun outcomes.